I've been told to jump right into this, so I shall. Regardless of embarrassment, because there is a bit of urgency in the spirit here. Now, I'm not always in this mode, but I am king. So you do have a king. You don't fall into the category of we will fall into despair. We have no king. That's for those outside of the ark. I had said your promised land will be entered with you and your spouse. Now, I made a comment in the previous video, which leads you to watch the previous video. No more smudges on her heart. Good, good, good. She was in supreme darkness, and what I meant by that is she was in a situation where she was ruling with the devil. There's no other way of putting that. The scripture says the devil will be given power to wage war on the saints. That time is over. So now there's a whole new experience that she has waiting for her. And what I'll generally do when she's here, that means you guys, some of you, need to move. In my kingdom, I'll be directing you, and you know where to go. Just wanted to get confirmation on that. So Mrs. Jesus Christ comes here. And what I'll generally do is, take off my crown, so to speak. Because I'm usually in the middle of something where I've prepared everything for her. And this time again, I prepared everything for her. And I go into husband mode. This way, our testimony is complete. But many would say, like she probably would, you're all business. You're about this. You're about this. This is what you care about. This is what you're really doing. And I think what you're saying is you don't feel loved. Just say that. And it turns into we're going to have a session of not saying how we really feel. Now, I want to caution you against that, because that has been part of not protecting the love that is inside of both of you for each other, and not stewarding your kingdom marriage well. If you are living this way, then you will. Remembering, well, I learned that in my marriage, and I've also learned what that gets you. So if you are remaining with our map, our strategy here, and I am your example, what you can do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Don't let yourself get pulled into, I call that the devil's trap. So when we're doing it from the perspective of being invisible, I have Mary here, and I have me here, and I've noticed this consistently. And also, don't try and understand your spouse's thought process from the past. Regard them as a new creation, forgiven by me, forgiven by me, forgiven by me, and your wife. Your wife, your wife. Or for others, because I'm praying this out for myself, your husband. Mary, behold your husband. When I get lost in that thought pattern of heard her demands, I heard her prayers. I do not know what she is talking about. There's a lot of that when you're focused on the kingdom and your spouse is focused on, well, this is what I think should happen and this is how this is going to work. Purposefully, a lot of times, and I want you to be aware of this, both of you, if it's not my plan, I'm going to tell your spouse, don't do that for this person. You should be submitting to each other, but you also need to, in the past, what you were dealing with in your spouse, and leave it at that. This is too serious and too detrimental to your happiness. Take it seriously at this moment. For you to spend time trying to unravel that web of lies. There's no truth in the devil. The devil is a liar. You will only feed the seeds the devil planted in your spouse. You need to be planting more of my seeds in your spouse. You have a strategy. It will work. A lot of it was teaching my wife, even if you don't want to do it, obedience is best. And you find out why. Part of the walk, so you don't end up in this situation that I am flat out saying the modern church is in. It's written right here, and very, very easy to understand, especially if you have the spirit of truth, which your spouse has. Okay, that's perfect. Before you get to that stage of, okay, what our love actually is versus what I've experienced with you and why. So understand how I'm leading you, and you do what I usually do. We have church sessions. I'll stop everything. Father, can you come into this situation? And then it's up to the individual if they're going to allow me to lead in your reconciliation. And then you'll be putting into practice all of the teachings of the gospel, denying yourself. You'll be judged by every idle word, how to speak in the spirit. You'll be taking your marriage more seriously and cultivating but protecting it. The whole point was to teach you don't separate, that this is a godly acted out as far as be doers of the word, not just hearers. Lifestyle, you'll both complement each other and help each other in your own areas. You'll see where your bond is and why you were brought together. Not outside of the love you have for each other, but because of the love you have for each other. And then how to allow me to love both of you at the same time through each other inside of your ARK. So if you have your own home, that's also okay. For the next 5 months, there isn't going to be much to do ministry-wise in the capacity that you think revival is going to come. It's not going to come that way. You're a part of it, but it's going to come in the form of a lot of things you don't understand that are waiting for you, a lot of connections, a lot of complementary to your God-ordained destiny I'll just say aspects of what is understood by those that are spiritually alive, intertwined with the natural. And how you two are going to be discussing it may be different than how somebody else views it or understands it. So the revelation and understanding that I'll be giving you, because your name was found in the book of life,
God gave them a frame or a time frame to visit you, to talk to you in the spirit. But there was a delay. They came when the angels had already distributed what they had to those who were present, and they were left out. Some people behind on the background, some people were coming towards you, beloved. They were being commanded by the Lord to come towards you to receive something, to have that spiritual celebration that was supposed to manifest in the physical, but they delayed. They delayed, and the event took place on the background while they weren't present, and then they came later.
Picture a perfect holiday with 50% off everything Christmas at Hobby Lobby. Fill your home with all things merry and bright, including seasonal artwork, wood wall decor, gorgeous mirrors, and lush greenery. At Hobby Lobby, you'll find a huge variety of Christmas decor to choose from so you can deck the halls your way.
Hey there, God bless you. I have a prophetic word from God to share. I want to jump right into it. He's even speaking about springtime next year. Make sure you listen all the way through. I was in prayer earlier today and I heard the Lord speak very clearly. He said, everyone is not about to break bread with you. And he says, who will receive credit for what I am about to do? And I saw a vision of an empty grocery bag. He says, just wait, it will be full. The food for that empty grocery bag in this context would be revelation and insight, wisdom and knowledge. He says, let your heart be full. What you're lacking right now, he will fill up. And I also heard the Lord saying, it will not be like the former days. I will test you. And will your hand return to the former things? Or will you seek me for understanding and greater wisdom? I don't think I've ever heard the Lord say greater wisdom. I also see the springtime. He says it will bring forth yields. Yields is another word for produce. He said it will bring forth yields. Remember what the Lord is saying. Seek him for wisdom. Even though you have experience, seek him again. There is greater wisdom. He's also saying everyone who is with you is not with you. I'll say that again. Everyone who is with you is not with you. And this is coming from a God who was quite gracious with Judas, knowing his purpose, knowing that he was necessary. But again, today, Jesus is saying to you, everyone is not about to break bread with you. Who else will receive the credit? It's due to the Lord. And so you can expect there to be some people that may leave you, some people that you may have a different relationship with, because the Lord will get his glory for what he's about to do. He said there are going to be yields in the springtime. It may be a good idea to listen to this one more time. God bless you. Let your heart be full. Praise God. Talk soon.
So that being said, there are also times in the middle of our day or whatever we're doing that I have to, right hand please, of course, explain kingdom matters and what that means. What I'm going to be doing is pouring into both of you and leaving others out of it. So you're not going to have that Christian support that may be your norm towards your kingdom marriage at times, from your family at times, from people around you, from friends, from whoever you're getting your counsel from. I'm taking things way up here. And the reason for that is the differentiation between God's kingdom and man's kingdom. Again, reiterating that the church is going to be not rebirthed, but restored through your godly union in your home first. And that's going to be where your whole we are a royal priesthood, set apart and holy thought process first is going to be evident in your actions and your words and how you're conducting yourselves. That the church as it is not how it was designed to be. You're going to be the definition of that. So you'll be living out the whole mantra of, we are the church, not the building. Well, you're going to prove it. So your submission to me, as stated by one of my church prophets in a whole different country, from the Elijah list and all of these things, depending on how much you're about this life, is what people from a certain generation would say. Others, how strong you are in the Lord. Others, are you part of the elect? Whatever I've been telling you, you're going to understand why all of these things have occurred and you've been through so much to this point. I love you.